This week on the 80's Emporium, Brandon delves into the early career of Robin Williams. Also, learn which Williams movie set was turned into a Mediterranean tourist attraction. Go on, lean in, listen, you hear it? The 80's Emporium starts now!
Good morning, 80's Emporium! I'm Brandon, and welcome to the 80's Emporium, your home for everything 80s. The 80s were a great time to be a comic actor, and many of the comedians we know and love today got their starts in that magical decade. In a previous episode, we explored the early days of Eddie Murphy and his rise to stardom in American entertainment. Today, we're talking about a comic genius, one who played an alien, a sailor, a president, a clown, and even a genie. That's right, the one and only Robin Williams. We here at the 80's Emporium would like to honor Mr. Williams by taking a look back at his early career.
I'll drive.
Robin Williams gave his first public performance at a San Francisco comedy club in 1976, where he originally worked as a bartender before taking his chance on stage. Soon after, he moved to Los Angeles to pursue a career in stand-up comedy. There, he was discovered by TV producer George Slater, who asked him to appear on a revival of the TV show Laugh-In, where Williams performed in all 6 episodes. The following year, Williams earned a guest spot on the television sitcom Happy Days, playing a lovable and quirky alien named Mork.
Mork from Mork.
I don't know, must be from the east side.
What's the purpose of your visit to Earth?
Purpose, recall. I am here on your planet to collect specimens for our sampling on our planet.
Are you gonna take Hank Aaron?
Hank Aaron? No.
Williams' character was so popular that he was given his own spin-off show, Mork Mindy. This was the perfect opportunity for Williams to show off his love for comedy and his gift for improv.
It's against intergalactic law to eat fellow space travelers.
Fly, be free!
At this point, the television sitcom was known for only having a 3-camera setup. However, during Mork and Mindy, showrunner Gary Marshall added a 4th camera in order to keep up with Williams' constant movements and improvisations. Today, all multicam sitcoms use 4 cameras. Mork and Mindy was a huge success and it ran for 4 seasons. During his Mork years, Williams continued performing stand-up and earned a Grammy Award for Best Comedy Album in 1980, beating out previous winners Richard Pryor and Steve Martin. In 1980, Robin Williams landed his first starring role in the musical comedy film Popeye, an adaptation of the popular comic strip. The film was considered a disappointment at the time, but has since gained a cult following. Due to its popularity, the set of the film's fictional town, Sea Haven, was maintained and is now a popular attraction in Malta, where it is known today as Popeye Village. Williams' second leading role was in The World According to Garp, which earned Academy Award nominations for Williams' co-stars Glenn Close and John Lithgow. Little did any of them know that Robin would be the only one of the 3 to eventually win an Oscar, so far. But not all of his movies were winners. After Garp, Williams teamed up with Walter Matthau in the screwball comedy The Survivors, which flopped the box office, only grossing $2 million and was universally panned by critics.
What did I do to end up with a crazy person who's dressed up like an Eskimo terrorist?
Now you're attacking my clothes, thank you.
If you're interested in some one-of-a-kind 80s merch, please check out our online shop for t-shirts, hats, mugs, and more. Use the code 80's Emporium for 10% off your order.
People over here going, what the hell is he doing now? Catch up!
In 1984, Robin Williams starred in a romantic comedy drama, Moscow on the Hudson, as a homesick Soviet circus musician who defects while on a visit to New York City. Williams, ever dedicated to his craft, even took lessons to learn how to speak Russian and play the saxophone. Talk about commitment. Hudson gave Williams his first Golden Globe nomination for Best Actor in a Motion Picture. Williams had a duo of duds in 1986, the first one being The Best of Times, which failed to live up to its name.
You started this rotten disaster and you're gonna finish it.
The football-themed film was co-led by Robin Williams and Kurt Russell, both of whom played football in high school. Unlike most films about contact sports, both performed their own stunt work in the film. The next Williams flick was Club Paradise, about a retired firefighter from Chicago who teams up with a reggae singer to transform a sketchy Caribbean nightclub into a resort for rich tourists.
But despite a star-studded cast including Peter O'Toole, Rick Moranis, and Eugene Levy, audiences rejected the film. In fact, 3 other Caribbean comedies came out the same year. They all flopped.
However, 1986 wasn't all bad for Robin. A Night at the Met, Robin's 3rd HBO comedy special, earned him another Grammy, the 2nd of the 5 he would receive throughout his career.
You think that God gets stoned once in a while? Look at a platypus. I think so.
Filmed at the famous Metropolitan Opera House in New York City, it was Williams' final stand-up special of the 1980s, due to his desire to focus more on feature films. And now for what is undoubtedly one of his most iconic films.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Director Barry Levinson allowed Williams to venture off script, and he ended up improvising most of his lines. The film was a hit, becoming the 4th highest grossing film of the year. For his role as Adrian Cronauer, Robin earned his first Academy Award nomination, as well as his first Golden Globe win. Toward the end of the decade, Williams teamed up with the inventive director Terry Gilliam, who had gained early fame as a member of the Monty Python comedy troupe. In The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, Williams appeared in a smaller role as the Man in the Moon. The film bombed the box office, but it actually received good reviews and an impressive 4 Oscar nominations for technical achievements. Williams would later work with Gilliam again in 1991 on the award-winning film The Fisher King. In his final role of the decade, Williams played John Keating in Dead Poets Society, where he played a private school English teacher who inspires his students to
Seize the day.
The film was a critical and commercial success and received numerous honors, including Academy Award nominations for Best Director, Best Picture, and Best Actor for Robin Williams, as well as a win for Best Original Screenplay. Today, it is regarded as one of Williams' most celebrated performances. The 80s marked a successful start for Robin Williams, and he would continue to command the big screen over the next decade and a half, with iconic roles in Hook, Jumanji, Mrs. Doubtfire, Aladdin, Flubber, and more. He eventually received an Oscar for a supporting role in Good Will Hunting.
This might be the one time I'm speechless.
Robin Williams will always be in the hearts of many. He was a true inspiration and will always be remembered for his talent, humor, versatility, and kindness. Now I want to hear from you. What's your favorite Robin Williams film? What's his funniest? What's his most memorable film to you? Comment below. Remember to subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell to be the first to see our new content. And please check out our other 80s movie moments videos and let us know what you want to see next. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Need a last-minute gift for someone special? If so, you can now find our very own Stu Pollard on Cameo, where he is raising money for truancy.org. He'll happily create a personalized message of this day in pop culture retrospective for you or your loved one.
Excuse me,
Mork! You're Mork! This is Mork! No, but
I'll just close the door real slow. No loud noises, okay?